Tidak semua cerita viral itu seru cuy. Ada juga yang bikin merinding sampai bikin susah tidur. Video ini lagi rame banget dan viral di mana-mana nih cuy. Jadi gini cuy, semua ini berawal dari satu penemuan yang kelihatannya biasa aja. Tapi ternyata jadi pintu masuk ke kasus yang lebih heboh satu dunia. Di Los Angeles, polisi nemuin sebuah mobil Tesla yang terparkir mencurigakan. Awalnya mungkin cuma dikira mobil yang ditinggal biasa, tapi pas dicek di dalam, suasana langsung berubah total. Di dalam bagasi mobil itu cuy, ditemukan jasad seorang remaja perempuan. Usianya baru 14 tahun. Namanya adalah Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Kondisinya jujur aja sangat mengenaskan. Penuh luka dan tusuk seluruh tubuhnya. Dari sini, kasus ini langsung naik level. Polisi tidak buang waktu dan langsung lacak siapa pemilik dari mobil tersebut. Mobil itu ternyata terdaftar atas nama David. Ia seorang penyanyi yang lagi naik daun banget cuy. Dikenal publik secara luas, punya image yang jauh dari kata kriminal. Kebayang gak cuy? Dari yang tadinya cuma penemuan mobil yang mencurigakan, berubah jadi sebuah kasus yang nyeret nama besar di industri musik. Tidak lama setelah itu, David pun langsung diamankan oleh pihak berwenang. Berdasarkan bukti yang ditemukan di lokasi dan di dalam mobil, jaksa langsung kasih dakwaan yang berat, yaitu pembunuhan tingkat pertama. Artinya, bukan sekedar tindakan spontan, tapi diduga ada unsur perencanaan atau kekejaman yang serius. Dan konsekuensinya juga nggak main-main cuy. Kalau terbukti bersalah, dia pasti akan menghadapi dua kemungkinan hukuman yang paling berat. Penjara seumur hidup tanpa remisi, atau bahkan hukuman mati. Sampai sekarang, per April 2026, kasus ini masih berjalan di pengadilan Amerika Serikat. Semua orang masih menunggu apa sebenarnya motif dibalik kejadian yang mengerikan ini. Karena jujur aja cuy, banyak yang masih tidak percaya juga gimana seseorang dengan citra yang normal seperti itu, bahkan bisa dikatakan sukses, tiba-tiba terlibat dalam sebuah kasus yang sebesar ini. Dan pernyataan yang belum terjawab sampai sekarang, kenapa semua ini bisa terjadi? Kasus ini belum selesai cuy, dan kemungkinan masih ada banyak fakta yang belum terungkap. Maka dari itu, kalau kalian penasaran dengan kronologi kasusnya seperti apa, mari kita cuplikan video yang telah kita siapkan berikut ini. Langsung saja, cekidot.
Guys, David akhirnya udah fix menjadi tersangka atas kasus Las Rivers cewek 14 tahun itu. David udah resmi didakwa tingkat pertama atas remaja 14 tahun yang ditemukan tewas di dalam mobil dia sendiri. Dan ini udah ada mugshot dia ya, ini mukanya. Dan kalau misalkan lo baca di sini, David has obviously been charged with first degree murder with special circumstances. Yang itu ada hukuman tambahan atau hukuman yang memberatkan dia karena dia juga didakwa tindakan terhadap anak. Dan juga yang bisa lo baca di sini, dia juga atau merusak jasad. Dan sekarang terbukti kalau David adalah pelakunya. Dan sekarang dia ditahan tanpa jaminan atau no bail. So buat fansnya David, what do you guys think? Kayak menurut gue hukumannya lebih diberatin dikit aja gak sih? Ilangin aja nih orang dari dunia gitu maksud gue.
Dia seputar kasus David guys. Gue akan menunjukkan sebuah video yang bukan dibilang disturbing sih, tapi mungkin bisa memberikan sedikit clue gitu untuk para polisi yang saat ini masih terus mengulik mengenai kasus ini. Gue dapat video ini sumbernya dari TMZ ya. Jadi TMZ mendapatkan sebuah CCTV yang asalnya itu dari sebuah toko minuman yang kebetulan satu blok area tempat tinggal dengan si Celeste ini. Dimana si pemilik toko minuman ini juga kenal gitu ya dengan keluarganya Celeste dan juga Celeste sendiri. CCTV ini menangkap gambar pada tanggal 19 Maret tahun 2024. Kalau kita tilik-tilik lagi ya, gue kan pernah tuh nge-up video tentang gurunya Celeste yang bilang bahwa Celeste itu sempat kabur di bulan Maret. Gua rasa kayaknya ini deh yang dimaksud kabur di bulan Maret. Cuman sempat ditemukan, kembali lagi bersekolah. Baru setelah itu dia kembali lagi kabur di bulan Mei tahun 2024. Dan setelah Mei 2024 tidak ada jejak Celeste lagi. Pemilik toko minuman bilang bahwa si Celeste ini kan tadi kalau kalian lihat dia jalan, baru habis itu dia di agak belokan ini dia lari. Nah katanya di ujung sebelah sana sudah ada mobil yang menunggu si Celeste. Kita nggak tahu siapa yang menjemput dia. Kabar terbaru juga, ya ini eksklusif di people.com, bilang bahwa kemungkinan besar bahwa jenazahnya Celeste ketika ditemukan di bagasi mobil Tesla tersebut sudah meninggal. Itu berminggu-minggu, nggak jelas berapa minggu, itu masih spekulasi dari pihak kepolisian. Tapi yang gua rasa adalah kok tumben banget gitu ya, kepolisian di sana itu kayak agak lambat gitu loh guys untuk progresnya gitu. Kita tuh kayak nggak mau update lain selain kayak, oh ini kita udah mulai nanya-nanyain orang-orang nih yang terkait dengan kasus ini gitu. Tapi ini kok adem ayem aja. Menurut kalian gimana guys? Oh ya, di video gue sebelumnya juga gue bilang bahwa kok di websitenya David masih bisa pesen tiket untuk show-nya dia di Eropa. Tapi setelah gue cek pagi ini, gue lihat udah nggak ada lagi. Berarti memang secara resmi si turnya David ini cancel guys. Oke, so what do you think? Jangan lupa tinggalin komen dan like juga. Breaking news bahwa David akhirnya telah ditangkap oleh LAPD alias Los Angeles Police Department ya hari ini ya guys ya, dan dia itu ditangkap tanpa perlawanan apapun. Kalian bisa lihat di video yang gue attach ini betapa dia tuh kayak udah pasrah banget, dan kita udah menunggu selama berbulan-bulan supaya kasus ini jalan gitu, karena harus ada keadilan untuk Celeste. Untuk yang nggak tahu background dari kasus ini, kalian bisa cek ya, gue udah bikin videonya, udah ada playlistnya juga. Jadi David ini ditangkap dan tidak ada uang jaminan ya guys ya. Jadi dia tidak bisa dikeluarkan dengan uang. Jadi dia harus mengikuti seluruh proses persidangan nantinya. Kasusnya akan dibawa ke kejaksaan pada hari Senin waktu setempat. Kenapa David baru ditahan sekarang? Karena ada sebutan itu adalah grand jury ya. Jadi grand jury itu tuh adalah para juri yang ditugaskan oleh pengadilan untuk menganalisa kasus ini sebelum pengadilan yang sebenarnya dimulai. Nah, jadi dari grand jury ini katanya sih, mereka itu tidak ada perintah untuk mengindict ataupun menjadikan David ini menjadi tersangka. Sehingga pengacaranya David di sini agak marah-marah, bilang bahwa grand jury aja tidak menyarankan untuk David ini ditangkap. Karena grand jury tidak bilang bahwa dia itu sudah menjadi tersangka, baru berpotensi. Tapi ini kenapa ditangkap sama polisi? Kayak gitu ya. Jadi pengacaranya David ini kelihatan sedang melakukan perlawanan juga guys. Oke, ini adalah berita yang masih akan terus update, jadi kalian tunggu update gue berikutnya. Siapa di sini yang ngefans banget sama David dan suka sama lagu-lagu David? Penasaran lihat muka David di depan hakim, di depan jaksa, dan dia mengatakan bahwa dia tidak bersalah.
We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity.
Oke, jadi seperti video yang gue sampaikan sebelumnya bahwa David sudah dituntut oleh jaksa ya dengan tuntutan untuk kejahatan first degree murder begitu ya. Nah, di mana hukumannya itu adalah hukuman metong begitu ya guys. Nah, di sini pengacaranya David bilang bahwa David menyatakan tidak bersalah atau not guilty sama sekali, dan juga si pengacaranya ini bilang bahwa mereka pengen dimajuin ya tanggal persidangannya secepat-cepatnya, kalau bisa tanggal 23 April itu udah langsung sidang. Cuman di sidang hearing yang tadi ya, ada yang menarik lagi ya, itu si jaksa. Jadi jaksa itu bilang kayak gini, oh ya kita sih gak ada masalah kalau misalnya kalian memang pengen majuin jadwal sidang. Terus ditantang lagi tuh sama si pengacaranya, bilang ya karena dari tim kami, dari timnya David, kami tuh pengen banget melihat bukti-bukti yang sepertinya disembunyikan oleh kalian kepada kita, katanya gitu kan. Terus jaksanya ngomong kayak gini, oh iya kita dengan senang hati kok mau menunjukkan bukti-bukti itu, yang asal kalian tahu bahwa bukti itu besar datanya itu adalah sebesar 40 terabyte. 40 terabyte files. Buset, banyak banget guys. Jadi katanya David ini tuh dituntut untuk satu ya pembunuhan udah jelas ya. Terus kedua katanya melenyapkan saksi ketika melakukan investigasi. Dan banyak lagi. Jadi nggak cuman itu ya. Aduh, gue lupa lagi apa-apa aja. Pokoknya kira-kira gitu guys. Jadi kemungkinan ya si Celeste ini mengetahui sesuatu di saat David di saat itu juga lagi diinvestigasi sebenarnya, yang ada hubungannya dengan keterlibatan dia dengan minor begitu. Nah, jadi Celeste ini sepertinya adalah saksi kunci, dan diduga si David ini ya melenyapkannya supaya karirnya dia terselamatkan. So ya, kita akan tunggu update-nya guys, dan ini pasti update-nya itu bakal cepet ya, dalam sehari itu bisa berapa update gitu. Oh my god.
Breaking news, David arrested. 21-year-old singer David has finally been arrested in connection with the murder of his 14-year-old girlfriend, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her dismembered remains were found in the trunk of David's Tesla almost 1 year ago, which left the public asking, what took so long? So his girlfriend was 14. They found her body in his car, and his biggest song is called Romantic Homicide. Well, I'm no detective, but that guy.
Terpanas tentang David dan Celeste, di mana baru saja penyanyi David ditangkap atas tuduhan Celeste. Ini adalah video eksklusif TMZ, di mana kamu bisa lihat ya kalau David itu ditangkap dari rumahnya di Los Angeles. Dan polisi mengatakan kalau tidak ada bail money untuk David. Untuk refresh memori kamu, Celeste Rivas adalah seorang remaja yang berusia 14 tahun yang dilaporkan hilang di bulan Februari, di mana terakhir kalinya dia itu dikaitkan dengan David. Habis itu di bulan September, di mobil Tesla David ditemukan tubuh si Celeste. Pertama si David mengatakan kalau dia tidak kenal dengan Celeste, namun anehnya ini adalah Twitch live stream mereka di bulan Januari tahun lalu. Yang udah jelas-jelas pada saat itu Celeste baru berusia 13 tahun dan si David itu streaming sama dia. Bahkan mereka FaceTime orang bareng gitu. Pengacara David mengatakan kalau ditangkapnya David itu bakal membuktikan kalau David tidak ada hubungannya dengan si Celeste. Aku pengen tahu opini kamu. Menurut kamu apakah David bersalah atau semua ini hanyalah salah paham saja?
David removed Celeste's fingers, specifically the one that had the name David tattooed on it. We just got the full autopsy report detailing exactly what happened to Celeste, and this is crazy. So the medical examiner said that Celeste was multiple penetrating injuries with unspecified objects, specifically 2 penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. The wound on the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces with disruption of the adjacent ribs cortical surfaces. They also said her left ring and pinky fingers were removed, including one of her fingers with the tattoo that had the name David on it. But they said her right pointer finger with the tattoo that matches a tattoo David still has was still intact. They also said her head was partially skeletonized with an absent left eye. And another interesting thing is that the initial autopsy report said that there was a presumptive positive for meth and MDMA, but there was another screening that said meth was inconclusive and MDMA was not detected. They also said that Celeste may have had alcohol, but it didn't contribute to her. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as any new details come out, I'll keep you guys updated.
Good morning. My name is Nathan Hochman. I'm the District Attorney of Los Angeles County. With me up here is Los Angeles Police Department Chief Jim McDonald. Also at this podium on the DA's side are the Assistant District Attorney Maria Ramirez, who oversees our special operations. We have John McKinney, who is our Director of Specialized Prosecutions. The Assistant Head Deputy District Attorney is Habib Balian of the Major Crimes Division. Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman of the Major Crimes Division will be the lead prosecutor on this case. From the Los Angeles Police Department, we also have Captain Scott Williams, who's the commanding officer of LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division, the Chief of Detectives, Alan Hamilton, the Director of Specialized Prosecutions, Mike Rimkunis, and the LAPD detectives on this case, Josh Byers and Corey Farrell. Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4VD, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the District Attorney's Office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste's remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains, were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation was into the lewd and lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old. I had the chance to meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is incalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the District Attorney's Office working with LAPD would give them is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter, on how their daughter was killed, when their daughter was killed, and bring that killer to justice. That killer that we have now charged is David Anthony Burke.
Calling People versus David Anthony Burke. That's case number 26 CJC F02399.
Good morning or good afternoon, Your Honor. Blair Burke, Marilyn Bednarski, and Regina Peter on behalf of our client, David Burke, who's in custody.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Burke.
Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. And counsel, on behalf of your client, do you waive formal reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're requesting a preliminary hearing within the period?
Yes, Your Honor. From the media reports, apparently there have been 4 months of secret grand jury proceedings. We believe that Mr. Burke is entitled at the earliest opportunity to an open preliminary hearing and the proceedings not be done in secret. So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. Your Honor, we believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor.
Anything from the people?
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Thank you. So the matter will be set, plea of not guilty has been entered on behalf of Mr. Burke. The matter will be set in Department 105. The matter is ordered assigned to Judge Charlene Almeida in Department 105 for all purposes by the Judge of the Supervising Judge of Criminal.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just put on the record, we have, as soon as the people arrive, delivered a informal discovery request consistent with Penal Code Section 1054. We have been given almost no discovery thus far. We've received a 3-page follow-up report, no autopsy report, and a copy of the complaint. And we would ask the people respectfully to produce discovery at the earliest opportunity.
Your Honor, as I've indicated to counsel, there's approximately 40 terabytes of discovery in this case. Moreover, in order to obtain the transcripts from a grand jury investigation, counsel has to file a motion. She knows the way the system works. I'm not able to gather those. They have to be provided after the court orders them released because it was an investigation. Second of all, if counsel plans on going to a preliminary hearing within the 10 days, it is unlikely that there will be very much discovery provided within that period, given the voluminous nature and how long it's going to take to copy onto drives. In addition to that, the coroner's report was sealed in this case in order to prevent it from hampering truthful testimony from witnesses that testified at the grand jury, so an order will also have to be obtained in order to get the coroner's department, which is now the medical examiner's department, to release those materials.
Your Honor, it's surprising news given the District Attorney's Office held a press conference this morning where they discussed the cause of death, apparently under seal and not released by the coroner's office, as did the robbery homicide unit to the press. So we would again reiterate, we believe that Mr. Burke is entitled to discovery. We have served the people with notice. They have 15 days to produce discovery in this case. We would ask that they do that in conscientious earnestness and as quickly as possible.
I'd ask the court to make an order today. We'll take a copy of the minute order ordering the Department of Medical Examiner to release their coroner's report in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court will order that the medical examiner release the report in this case forthwith.
Thank you.
The matter is set in Department 105, as the court indicated, April 23rd, 2026, as a 3 of 10 prelim. Anything further?
No, not at this time.
Bail to stand at no bail. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oke cuy, jadi bagaimana pendapat kalian setelah menonton video-video yang telah saya cuplikan barusan? Kalau menurut kalian, kalian punya opini yang harus disampaikan, silahkan tulis di kolom komentar. Mari kita berdiskusi bersama atau berdebat di sana bersama. Kalau kalian punya topik next apa yang mau kita bahas, boleh juga dituliskan di kolom komentar cuy. Dan jangan lupa sekali lagi untuk like, comment, dan subscribe biar kalian tahu setiap kita upload video terbarunya. Nyalakan juga loncengnya cuy. Oke lah, sampai ketemu lagi di video berikutnya.